my name's Mahira. I'm an account executive for JDE at Logobrand.
Hi all, I'm Alex Hughes and I'm a senior account manager here at Logobrand.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennie Martin. I'm National Field Manager at Logobrand.
I'm definitely a coffee drinker. For me, my best favourite coffee, I have the Law Pods. It's the caramel ones, which are right here. They're new and they're my absolute favourite. I love having a little bit of sweetness in my coffee. What's your favourite, Alex?
So I'm also a coffee fan as well, so I also go for the Dow Egberts Intense Cell. Again, a couple of them a day, get me through a working day for sure.
And for me, it's the pods. I'm very excited about the new chocolate variety, which I must admit I did go and buy, and I absolutely love them.
Jennie, Alex and I are going to try out the new Law Vanilla Pods. These are now out in Asda, Tesco and Sainsbury's. Also Morrison's. Now I think we're all going to do a blind taste test. I have a little bit of milk with mine because if I was at home I would normally have it a little bit milky. So let's give it a try.
Sounds good.
It actually smells really quite pleasant, and I thought vanilla would be really strong, but it's not overpowering. So
smells strong but still really delicate.
It's actually very nice.
Yeah, extremely nice. In fact,
Alex liked his.
in fact, it's so nice I drank it. Actually, I think that's quite surprising to me. I thought it would be quite overpowering with the vanilla, but the vanilla is really subtle, really smooth, great taste. I would certainly look to buy that in the future.
I've added a little bit of milk into mine because I'm not normally an espresso person, but you can taste the bits of vanilla. It almost tastes like when you pour it in. It's almost like a fresh vanilla bean, and with the milk it's not too strong. I think it makes a really, really good latte. That's what I would normally have at home. Would you guys normally have espresso shots?
I would drink it.
I would, yeah.
Oh, would you? Oh, I'm not quite there yet.
We'll get you there.
Because you guys normally, because you're saying just the shot on its own is still quite delicate. I'm definitely going to give it a try with just the shot. I think it'll be really good.
I think you'd be surprised. That was really nice.
I'm going to go for another sip. How we support NPD in store. So we first understand what is the client's purpose. What is it that they want us to do in store for the new product, like the Law Vanilla Pods or the Tasmo Hot Chocolate Orange. We'll go into store and execute all the priorities that the client needs.
Once we understand that purpose, then it's all about the planning. So understanding, have we got the right tools, have we got the right information, are we using the data in a really strong way to direct our field resource, and then from a resourcing planning point of view, to making sure we've got the right colleagues, the brand ambassadors out there executing in store.
The beauty for me in going out with field colleagues is that the majority of them, except those who are very new, understand the brand really well as soon as we go into the store. So they understand where to look for NPD lines, that they know that if they find a colleague with a handheld, they can get the information about how much stock is in the store, then they can make sure it's planned on fixture, shelf edge label is present, and then they're good to go. And all these NPD lines with the SELs in store have new beside them, so it automatically attracts the eye of the customer. And for me, it's the relationships and that knowledge that is so powerful when we're dealing with NPDs.
And that's the thing, Jennie, you can't buy these relationships in store. They're built over time. We're going in these stores regularly. We're seeing these managers regularly. So it's almost a really, really great relationship, which gives us the power to then execute the rest of it, and also to execute with excellence. So we're driving that purpose. We're understanding the priority that the client has. In this case, it's JDE, and we're executing that in store with the relationships and with all the resource.
Absolutely, and I think just to close that loop for our clients is how we then present that data back. So
Definitely.
We give our clients a real view at store level, what's happening in there, where are the challenges, what impact have we had at field level, and the great work that we'll do, and then that can be shared across their wider business and into their buying teams as well. I would rate that 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's the same for me actually. Yeah.
I think I would go 3.5. Yeah,
3.5.
I'd maybe because the milk may have ruined the actual taste and the texture for it, and maybe I'll try it just to espresso on its own. But I'll give it a 3.5. That's for sure.
Oh, it smells strong.
It smells like not too much orange, not too much hot chocolate. The taste of the hot chocolate, I thought the orange would be really overpowering, but actually it's not.
You associate chocolate orange with Christmas, and we are only 10 weeks from Christmas.
Yes.
So, how can that be? So this is the perfect drink for that festive season, which is why it's limited edition now in the stores.
Definitely, you're so right, Jenny. I can imagine Christmas, had some good food, had some roast, sitting down, making a cup of hot chocolate, and this is the perfect thing for it. I did think that the orange would be quite strong, however, there's a fine balance of both.
So for me, the difference with the Logobrand field team is the commitment to them, which just enhances their commitment to us. So because we have a dedicated team who are all employed, they all have guaranteed hours every week, they understand the client offering and they're very keen to make a difference, and time again we see them going over and above what we would expect from a field team to make sure that we deliver for our clients.
Yeah, and I think just to echo some of that as well is that our in-store relationships are second to none. So the fact that we've got expertise out there who are looking to support and build that relationship in store means that we can execute with excellence in there as well.
100%, and what you said, Alex and Jenny, is 100% right. It's all in the power of the relationships that we have, which can give us that extra almost froth on top of the coffee.
Very nice, on point.
So I think that's exactly what it is. That's the leading factor for sure. And again, like we mentioned earlier, is we can execute the client's vision, and that's through numerous ways, like our relationships in store, and kind of finding the nitty-gritty. Is there a problem at the distribution centre? What is it we can get down to the absolute core and feed that back to them, and then they can go ahead and then challenge who they need to, or almost give us a challenge, and then we can try and rectify that at store level.
And I think just on that as well, what's really important is that data plays a huge part in it. So if we think about how we use our data, we've got a richness of data through our client sites and our back office that allows us to point resource in the right areas. So actually making sure that there's a purpose for crossing over the door for that colleague. The colleague has a real clear understanding of what their requirement is in store is one of the areas that allows us to be really efficient and effective as we're in store as well.
I think if you're a professional merchandiser, if you go to store without the tools to do your job, it can be a very lonely, very destructive job. But because we can give them the information they need, we send people out set up to win, not to fail, which is really important.
Definitely, and Jenny, you'll know that firsthand. Obviously, Jenny's in store most of the time, so you definitely know firsthand what challenges you can face as a field merchandiser. But then what we do as Logobrand with data, with giving them the equipment, giving them the right tools, the right resource, and also educating them. We've got so many new NPDs, like for example this hot chocolate orange, educating them as to what's out there and almost making them a brand ambassador for the client. So essentially when you go out into Asda, Tesco, you're essentially putting on a jacket for that client and doing the best that you can in store.
We know that speed distribution is critical for our clients, and that's where we can play a real part as a field team. It is all about fixed basics.
Definitely.
Making sure we've got our product visible on the shelf, we've got the right space allocated so we're maximising our opportunity to sell, our SELs are in place. I think also when we start to look at off-shelf execution for our clients is that there'll be promotional mechanics that are set by head office, and again it's just making sure that stores are compliant, and we know that can be challenging in this environment at the moment.
Definitely.
So for us going in there and implementing that is really important. Again, making sure not only do we have the right space on there, but we've got the right range and the right variation from there as well.
And just adding to what you said, Alex, it's just important that we're getting these visible on the shelf. They are new, we need to make sure they have enough facings. We want to make sure that when a customer walks past, it's there, it's screaming at them. Like for example, the packaging for this just screams at you from the shelf. It's definitely something which is out of the box in comparison to the other Tassimo SKUs as well. I mean, Jenny, what tips would you see, because you're in store much more often, aren't you? I mean, what challenges would you face in store which will then stop us from trying to get best visibility?
Currently, the most important thing is to make sure that the product is where it should be, which sounds really basic, but you do need to find a colleague with a handheld. You need to look and make sure that the stock is in the store, and then you need to go and get curious. Quite often, new NPD SKUs go to the back of the store, and there'll be a particular place where they look and put them because they haven't decided where they're going to go, they haven't been planned in. You need to go and find them and highlight to the store, look, they don't sell from the warehouse, and these are new lines that customers will be looking for.
Definitely.
So, you know, our clients go to a lot of expense to develop these, get them out there, advertise them, and it's the duty of everybody at Logobrand to make sure that they do actually reach the shelf and they maximise their sales.
And then that just comes down to the planning that we do as Logobrand team, and then obviously executing the vision of the client. It comes from them to us, and then we then push that to the field team. So we're basically going to do everything we can to execute their vision. So I would give it a 4 out of 5 beans.
Excellent. Well, I also can see this being drunk, certainly in my family, 2 young kids who like a hot chocolate after
They'll
go for a
devour
walk.
that.
So a walk on a Sunday, especially with a cold weather now, I think this would go down an absolute treat in my household. So again, I would give this a 4 out of 5 as well.
Okay. Jenny, what do you think?
Yeah, I think no young kids in my house, but yeah, I think the old kids would probably give it a 4.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of aligned. It tastes good, the smell isn't too strong, it's kind of the perfect balance between a hot chocolate and if you want that bit of kick. If you love a chocolate orange, you'll absolutely devour this, and I know my family definitely will.
I think we're in the same household.
Yes. The last of the new products we are trying out is the Kenko Gold. Really nice fancy jar, if I do say so myself. Definitely catches your eye when it's in store. And then let's see, I know Jenny, you've got 1 sugar in yours, haven't you?
Oh, I have.
Me and Alex are going in. It smells very similar to the Law pods, but the Law definitely had a bit more vanilla in it.
It is actually very nice.
Oh, it doesn't taste too far off the other Kenko variants, but you can tell there's just something a little bit different there.
For me, that is really nice actually. It's smooth.
Yeah.
It hasn't got that bitterness to it as well. So
No bitterness at all.
it's really nice as you think of that. For me, could be a new purchase.
Oh wow! Jenny, would you be picking this up?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I would, definitely.
Yes.
It's a good addition to the other 3, the rich, the smooth and the decaf that JDE already have.
Not too harsh.
And not everybody has a coffee machine, so
Exactly.
everyone's got a teaspoon.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's
Indeed.
definitely a good point, Jenny.
For me, the field will continually tell me that the Logobrand apps are best in class, which is mainly because we can drive behaviours and give them information all in one place, so their job becomes easier.
Using the best-in-class technology, we implement surveys in client-based apps. It can be client-specific apps, or it can be a generic app where we put in a survey driving these behaviours in store, telling them to identify what actions they've taken. It could be from ordering more stock, to correcting a book stock, or even just something as simple and as powerful as merchandising. That does a lot in store, and I think we have the best technology to then feed that information back, feed all of our actions back that we do in store, and then send that back to the client and say, look, and we also support those with pictures. the field take pictures of every single action they take in store. So we have the proof there to see this is what happened before and this is what we've done to implement it. And it just makes absolute huge difference, doesn't it?
It really does, and I think, as you say, that the ability to be able to scope what that survey looks like, we can drive the efficiencies and effectiveness of our field team to make sure that that is being captured correctly in what we want to get on the outputs of the action. So it's about, when we talk about driving efficiency, it's about reducing the amount of data inputs that we need them to do, and more of the action in store, but also getting the richness of information that we need out of the technology that we've got available to us.
That's a really good point you made, Alex. It's about getting the information we need, getting that specific information. There's no point in getting and collecting all of this data, which we're not really going to use. We keep it simple, get the actions, and then we feed that back.
Absolutely, and I think you'll know this yourself, Jennie, being out there. The app is really intuitive. The technology that we have leads the field colleague down the journey that we want them to go and do in store. It's an opportunity for them to navigate through that, and they should really be in tuned in terms of what we're asking to what they're seeing in there as well.
And for me, you don't want people in the field to spend an hour inputting data but not actually achieve anything in store. So the whole point is that with an accurate survey and a really intuitive app, you have plenty of time to do the job.
Yeah. And Jennie, just following on from what you were saying, the technology that we have the power to prioritise what the priority is for the client. So for JDE example, if this NPD is a huge priority, we can then say, okay, this is what needs to be done first. We can reorder things around in the apps that we have to then making sure we're focusing on the top few bits that we need to then rectify, sort, or merchandise in store. Absolutely. Jennie, what would you give the Kenka Cold Indulgence out of 5?
This one for me is a 4.5.
Wow, I think that's the highest score that we've had, isn't it, Alex?
It is indeed.
It is. Alex, go on, what are you thinking?
I'm going to stick at the 4 mark. I feel pretty consistent across it, but I
Okay.
think just in terms of different varieties that we've had and different occasions, but again, that's a really nice cup of coffee.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Jennie on this one out of 4.5. It definitely is my favourite. And I think the amazing thing is you don't need a machine for it.
No.
All you need is a teaspoon and a kettle.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something which isn't restrictive to everyone. I'm definitely going to give it 4.5. Out of all of them, which one was your, I think Jennie, the Golden Indulgence was definitely your favourite.
Yeah.
Which one was your favourite?
I'm going to go with the Lenore Vanilla. Real surprise. I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy that at the beginning, but yeah, the subtleness of the vanilla with the smoothness of the drink was really nice. So I'd certainly take that as
That
my
was a
favourite.
surprise one then.
It was it was a surprise indeed.
Nice. I think mine has to be the Golden Indulgence. As much as I absolutely loved the hot chocolate orange, and I can imagine it's incredibly festive, I think I'm going to stick with the Golden Indulgence on that one. We definitely have a clear winner.